but I will be honest to this, so I'm sort of setting myself up to be challenged here, but it's okay. If the Bible said nothing about homosexuality, the odds are, well, no, if the Bible said nothing about the importance of male-female distinction, and that's what I need to explain in a moment.
Okay.
My heart is with gay marriage. Okay, my wife and I have a number, and I know people mock it, but I don't. Sometimes it's mockable, sometimes it isn't. But we're very close to two gay couples, one female, one male. The female's my niece, and her wife, and the male, their partner. They didn't get married, but they're like married.
What's the mockable part there?
No. When anybody says some of my best friends, you're mocked for that.
Okay.
But we're so close to these couples that it's if I really objected, it would be hard to be that close, right? Okay. I mean, if my heart is with them, let's put it this way. So, but my value system warned me, and this is the key thing, and I predicted this from the beginning. I said the reason that same-sex marriage troubles me is primarily that it makes the following announcement: gender doesn't matter. Because that is the argument. The gender of whom you marry doesn't matter. That's the fundamental argument of same-sex marriage.
So far, I'm okay with that.
Right. No. It's really logical what I'm about to say.
Okay.
This has nothing to do with the Bible. It will in a moment, but it has to still be logical, even if it's biblical. So if gender doesn't matter in marriage, then gender won't matter, period. You have let the proverbial, the horses out of the barn. Once you announce gender doesn't matter, well, by golly, gender doesn't matter. And now that's exactly what is said on the progressive side. Gender doesn't matter. Do you know that in thousands of schools in America, teachers are told, do not call your elementary school students boys and girls. Call them students, because you cannot impose a gender identity on them. Let them choose their gender identity if they want one later in life.
Right. So I get the slippery slope thing there. I get it. I mean, you can look at my Twitter. I mock these people all day long with these ridiculous terms and phrases.
It came from changing it in marriage.
Okay, so there's sort of two things there. There's the original point about gay marriage, and then just the slippery slope that. So let's just separate those two things. So in terms of the gay marriage, my feeling always was I should just be treated equally under the law as everyone else.
It makes perfect sense.
Period. I want to enter a contract with someone. It happens to be a man.
Right.
You want to enter that same contract with a woman.
I totally understand that, but I knew what's going to happen, and the price is too great. So I would want the gay person to have every right, and I know this is not the same as marriage, and I know every argument against it, and they're sound. They are. It's two sound arguments against the other. But if I think macro, not just micro, my concern is not just the individual, it's for the whole society, and I'm afraid the society has chosen wrong in this matter because of the gender doesn't matter issue.
So, okay, so basically I sense you don't, I don't want to say you don't particularly care, because you're a caring person.
I don't.
It doesn't bother you in the specifics of you're in my home studio, you're in my home, I live here with a man.
I am as comfortable with these two couples as with heterosexual couples.
And by the way, for the record, right before we started, you asked me if I was married. You didn't know if I was straight or gay, and I didn't sense that you cared in any way.
And then my immediate concern was, how did you meet?
Yeah, how did
I want to hear your romance.
Right.
I'm as interested as if it was a woman.
Right.
But because this is my view. You are decent and compassionate in the micro, but you have to have standards in the macro.
Yeah.
And they are, in this one instance, I don't know of another one. I can't think of one other, and it's related. If you want to hear it, it's not important. But this is the biggest conflict that I ever had, and that's why I worked very hard on this issue to learn what happened, why the Bible took the stance that it did. But we, meaning you and me, whether you're straight or gay, we are going to pay a price for the death of gender. The war against gender is a war against civilization, I believe.
Okay, so now we're in the slippery slope portion of it. So
Right.
that part, I would say, do you think it's possible that if you give people a chance, so you let gay people get married, that the legitimate things that you're talking about, all these silly things, I see this where they don't even want to call them students. I saw one school they wanted to call them comrades, literally. I mean,
Right.
so I get that silly
Right.
stuff and all the labeling and all this nonsense, but that maybe if you let gay people get married, that they would actually be allied with you in this.
But they're not. It's LG. I said
But
this.
except some
it's
of them are because
LGBT.
yeah.
If it was LGB, then they wouldn't be. But the activists. I don't.
So you're separating the activists from
But
just
the
sort of the.
activists, they're the dominant voices, and they're the ones who have the boycotts, and they're the ones who get gays angry, or blacks angry, or Jews angry, or women angry. They're the anger creators, the activists. You and I would have we'd have a great life. It'd be a non-issue. But the activists are the anger creators, and they added the T. And I asked well before this whole thing, what does T have to do with L, G, and B?
I mean, I had a show on SiriusXM that was on the OutQ channel, the LGBT channel, which I'm happy to say no longer exists because gay people could have regular radio shows
Yes,
too.
that's right.
So I'm glad that progress came
Right.
so that there was no need for a ghettoization of a radio channel just for gay people.
Right.
I always wanted to be on the political channel anyway, and they threw me on the gay channel. So I'm fine with how it all worked out.
Yes.
But I do remember.
Well, I assume you'd rather be on a political channel than a gay channel.
Yeah.
You're not defined by your gayness.
This is as gay as it gets.
Yes.
I'm not even doing that good at it. I mean, wouldn't you rather be with someone a little more fabulous than this if you were going to sit across from a gay guy for an hour?
No. You want to be normal.
Yeah, whatever that is. I mean, I don't even like the word normal, but
Okay,
this is
fine.
what I am.
Normal is not defined by your sexual orientation.
Yeah.
That's what normal. I'm not saying heterosexual is more normal. By the way, I actually believe bisexual is the norm. So it's a very complex issue because in every society prior to the Bible, homosexuality was accepted.
So this
This is
so,
unknown. This is truly, and I didn't come up with this. Pro-gay professors did all the research for me. So I know all about this. I wrote a 17,000 word essay on this 25 years ago. This was a revelation to me. I thought the Bible was merely reinforcing the anti-gay feelings that permeated surrounding society, but it was unique. The Bible said, men, you are as happy with boys, I don't mean 8-year-olds, 15-year-olds,
Yeah.
just as a grown man is happy with a 15-year-old girl. But in that sense, homosexuals and heterosexuals are identical.